So the 2002 World Cup. So this was again another first because it's the first time that it was being held in Asia, and it was Japan and South Korea. These were the countries that were going to host it. And I think already because it was Japan and South Korea, you originally was going to have that extra juice about it. And I think people didn't really know how football mad Japan and South Korea were. But mates, these guys were football freaking mad. I mean, these guys were just like, whoa. So I think that for this one in particular, what was crazy about this? I think there were many crazy things about it. I think this World Cup where you really had the design of the kits really, really change. And I think what you had were those kits that were really, really baggy, but there were also areas where because it was so hot in Japan and South Korea, I think people really wanted these different kits. And Cameroon actually had one of the most forward-thinking concepts for a kit, and FIFA for some reason they didn't really allow them to actually fully engage and actually because I think what they wanted was a full overall of a kit, and it just looks amazing. And it had no sleeves. I think they still had the no sleeves thing at the World Cup, but they didn't really allow them to have the whole overall thing. But it just looks amazing. But this World Cup was a World Cup of shocks. It was a World Cup of shocks, World Cup of dodgy refereeing the decisions, and a World Cup in which, like, for South Korea, man, what the hell? You have to look at, and also there was a little bit of redemption as well. Of course, David Beckham 4 years ago was the villain of England. 4 years later against Argentina, the same team that he was the villain against, of scoring that penalty. And we just saw the emotion in his face. You could just see how much he loved redeeming himself based on just the kind of vitriol and the insults he received back in 1998. But I think, you look at this 2002 World Cup, I think you look at Italy were amazing. Spain were amazing. This was the Spain team with the amazing underrated Joaquin, with Raul, where Raul was at the peak of his powers. Really, Raul at its peak. So 98, 2002, Raul was seen as one of the best strikers in the world. Italy, Totti at this point was without a doubt the best number 10 in the world. It was by a doubt, because he almost invented the number 10, and he was without doubt the best playmaker in the world. You had I think you had what's it called, Maldini in there. So you had Vieri. I mean, so the teams were flipping stacked. Panucci, that name should remember, don't you? So, but South Korea. So, if anybody had told you South Korea against Spain, they ain't winning that. South Korea against Italy, they ain't winning that. But somehow South Korea beat Spain and Italy, and the refereeing decisions were crazy. They were crazy, because when you just look back and just look at how many calls were given in favor of South Korea and then against Spain and Italy, you're like, man, this is madness. Because I always say to myself that if Spain and they should have had beaten, or rather, sorry, if Italy and they should have had beaten, if Italy had beaten South Korea, which they should have, that Italy-Spain game would have been an amazing game to watch. It would have been an absolutely amazing game to watch. And I think that Italy could have easily made the final, because that was a very, very, very good Italy team. And I think it was Trapattoni that was their manager for that one. So, but beyond there, you saw there was also another storyline that was forming, the Ronaldo storyline. People thought he was done, because remember, before here he had his serious knee injury for Inter Milan. He had put in a bit more of weight. People forget he was only 25. He was only 25 years old. But people thought that because of his injuries, there was no more. But I think Ronaldo, he was on a mission. He was on a mission, and it was a mission that nobody really knew, because we all assumed that, man, it would be a story of what could have been based on what he failed to do in 98 and just how he went out in the final in 98. But slowly and slowly, Brazil were beating teams, and every little game Ronaldo was scoring. He was scoring. He was scoring. He was scoring. This was obviously another World Cup where we saw Senegal really announce themselves, and Africa's team and talents really begin to expand. Of course, one of the biggest shocks was Senegal defeating the defending champions France in that I believe that was the opening game. I think the opening game was France against Senegal. France, of course, the defending champions, and Senegal defeating them. And the very fact that France failed to actually make it out of the groups. So I believe it was Denmark and Senegal that actually made it out of the groups at the expense of Uruguay and France. So again, it was shocking that the defending champions didn't even make it out of the flipping groups. But of course, Zidane was actually he was missing for the first 2 games. So we go on to how South Korea were kept going, but at the same time, we also saw Germany. Germany had a disastrous qualifying campaign, and nobody really thought that they would really get anywhere. But somehow, some way, Germany very quietly, without anybody knowing, were just chipping away, and they beat South Korea, this giant slayer, and they made it to the final. And Brazil against Turkey, again, tight game, tough game. Ronaldo came through. I remember I was in school. It was Brazil versus Germany. And I took this match personally. Nigeria were crap in this 2002 World Cup. That's why the different many mentioned them, they were complete garbage. So I remember sitting down in school, like in this foyer that we had. And I just know this match felt personal to me. Because I was like, I want Ronaldo to redeem himself. This is his World Cup. He's going to rewrite the wrongs that he did back in 1998. This is a World Cup. I believe he will do it. And I didn't really know whether he would do it or not, but I just believed. I had a certain belief. Even when you look at the game was tough. Germany were playing better. Brazil were not really in the game. Brazil were just having half chances, but Germany tactically had sorted them out. So Rudi Völler had really prepared his team very well to nullify Brazil and to really expose them because they were dominating the game. But this is where I said, Ronaldo is this is greatness. Because again, Ronaldo was like, my team needs me. My team isn't playing well. They need me. I need to show up. And when you look at that first goal that Ronaldo scored, that first goal is about his state of mind. Because again, he loses the ball, but he goes back and fights for the ball, wins the ball back, forces the issue. I think plays like he wants to, hits that ball, obviously can't pound it away, but it was Ronaldo's determination to get there, his anticipation, and to be the first person to really react to that spin-off that allowed him to get that goal. And again, him using Rivaldo as a fall and side-footing it into the goal. And I think when a guy, I want to just see how much he went through his injury. First of all, what he went through in 98, having the seizure, what he went through having all of those injuries, how difficult it was to get through those injuries, and to come into this World Cup and to do that. I said, no, this is a hero. This is a heroic figure because this is an amazing feat because nobody thought he would. He became top scorer. He led his team all the way and he scored the crucial goals. He scored the winning goal in the semi-final, both goals in the final to help give Brazil that World Cup. It was amazing. I think that was such a fitting way to end that World Cup because really it was it was a story of redemption. In a small scale, David Beckham's redemption based off what happened in 98. And Ronaldo's redemption based off what happened to him in the final in 98. And I just think that, that for me just really took Ronaldo from here as a super talented player to here as greatness. The chances that were had, how it was end to end, the passing, the tactics, the clashing styles, the close shaves, it was just the perfect advert for why this is the most amazing sport in the world. It was incredible.